Jack Russman, SteelyArtStrength.com. Continuing the series about in-season training. Today we're going to talk about what major lifts to do. Alright. That goes along again with what is your purpose of the in-season training. My purpose is to maintain that strength foundation throughout the season, so when we get to the off season we can start kicking ass and moving heavy shit. Alright. Now, so that means my core lifts stay the same. Squat, bench, deadlifts, cleans. But what happens is my variations change. Okay? And during the in-season, offensive linemen have a very hard time separating a regular back squat from their stance. Alright, what happens is you put that barbell on their back, and during the season you're training that muscle memory for an offensive lineman stance. Okay? Shoulders are even with the toes, their hands down in the dirt, flat back, okay? And they lean a lot more forward than they do on a regular traditional back squat. Alright, unless you're doing a horrible technique, good morning. Alright, so it's very hard for those offensive linemen, especially in high school, to separate a back squat from their stance. Okay, again, because muscle memory, we're teaching them to be able to explode out of their stance. Got to be in the correct stance to explode out. All right. So, what I like to do is I like to do mostly front-loaded squatting. Okay, front squats, Zercher squats, sandbag squats, kettlebell rack squats, that kind of stuff. Because it's very important to get that squatting in. But you want to make sure the technique is right, and it's very hard to separate the back squat from the stance. Okay, and what happens is that it turns into a really heavy good morning. If you have worked with many offensive linemen, you can see that is what happens. All right, next thing I want to talk about is posterior chain work. Okay, I feel like a lot of coaches neglect that during the in-season training because it's very harsh, not very harsh, but it's harder on the body. Recovery wise, okay, that's where the volume and tapering it down a little bit comes in. But I feel like many coaches in high school neglect the posterior chain during the season. All right, doing things like RDLs, good mornings, working that lower back, glutes and hammies. All right, you got to make sure that you are even on both ends, okay? Because that eccentric phase of your squat, when you're trying to explode out, that eccentric phase, your glutes and hammies are contracting, okay, and ready for that tension for your quads to explode you out, quads and hips. All right. And if you don't have that strength in that eccentric phase, you're not going to be able to explode out. You're going to be all lax, and you're not going to be able to do a powerful movement. So I like to do a lot of dumbbell RDLs, single leg RDLs, good mornings, banded, a lot of banded good mornings. Try and stay away from barbells and that stuff. Always keep it front loaded, just for spine stuff during the season. Okay, but you can still do posterior chain. Very important. Hyperextensions, all that kind of stuff. Glute ham raise. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is single leg movements. How important those are. Especially if you have a offensive lineman whose back is hurting, they're all beat up, they don't want to put any barbells on their front or back. Okay, have them do single leg movement. Hold 2 dumbbells, do a split squat. Very simple. One of the hardest movements to do because it works your glutes and hammies crazy and your quadriceps crazy. So I love that type of variation, single leg movements, and it helps with balance, coordination. All right, it's all single leg stuff, and it's hard because you need to focus and do it the right way, unless you want to fall over. Okay. And last thing, always start with explosive stuff if you're doing it. Okay, I always do my explosive stuff in the beginning. It takes the most energy to produce the results you want. Okay, and focus on what you gotta do. If you want somebody to jump on a 42-inch box, they gotta be ready to focus. Okay, you can't have them do it at the end of the workout when they're dead tired. Alright, first off, they're going to be tired, they won't be able to recruit enough motor units, and they're going to just hurt themselves. Alright, so explosive stuff, do it in the beginning, okay? When I do my explosive stuff, it's either cleans, snatches with dumbbells or kettlebells, or advanced college kids do barbell stuff, but I just kind of try and stay away from the barbell as much as I can, just to get that coordination, balance, stability, and so we can get them a good workout, get in and out in about an hour. So, any questions, comments, drop below. Click on the link, steelyardstrength.com. Stay tuned.
I say go fat boy,